What's up, YouTube? So today I finally got the rear end in. I'm pretty excited. That's it right there. It's a 8.8 rear end out of a Ford Explorer, 1999 Ford Explorer Sport. 373 gear ratio, limited slip, 31 spline axles. It's definitely a beast. It's going to do great things. So I'm doing a lot today. We're going to take that out of the truck. We're going to strip it down, take everything off, cut some brackets off, clean it. That's kind of what I'm doing to it today. And then I'll go further in depth, and there's going to be multiple. I'm not going to do it all in one video. It's not going to fit. But today I'm just basically going to get it stripped down as much as I can. And then I'm going to try and take my bed off of the truck just to get a head start on the restoration. Because once the rear end's done, I want it to go right in. So I got to make sure that cab back is fully restored and cleaned the way I want it to. So that way I can pop this new rear end in the back and get her rolling. So that's what we're doing. All right. So I think the way I'm going to go about this is to use my truck bed to keep it as high up so I'm not bending over doing it on the ground over there. I'm going to just start taking, the calipers off, take the brake line off, sway bar, and then I'll start doing the bolts here and kind of take all this assembly off that way and just start. I mean, there's not too much. Shouldn't take very long. So I'm going to take all the parts off up here, then take it down. It'll be a little lighter for me to do by myself too. It won't be as heavy. I'll take it off the bed and then I'll grind it and clean it all on the ground and cut all these brackets off. So these are coming off. These brackets are coming off. We're just going down to a straight bare axle, and then we'll make our measurements and stuff like that. So, all right, I'm gonna get started. All right, so just to lay out kind of what you're gonna need. I think I'm going to be able to do everything with just these 3 sockets. So 10 millimeter, so that's the brakes and the brake lines. These are 13. All of those are 13. I'm not taking that off right now, but just so you know. And then in here, these are 14s. And I mean, that's all you really need to strip all this down, is just those 3 sockets. So it's going to be pretty easy. I'm going to get started. All right, so I paused for a second to just kind of update you. So sway bar off, that's easy. The brake line, the calipers, that came off real easy. I have it laying back there just like that. A little more difficult than I thought right here. So I beat the rotor off, and it looks like, if you can see that little bolt right there, that's what you need to get to. So I'm going to have to bring the axle out, get all this off, then those bolts, and then the whole hub will come off on the outside. So that means opening this up, because the only way to get those axles out is there's a little 10 millimeter bolt in there, I believe, and you use a magnet and pull this little I guess it's like a retainer clip out, and the axles just slide out real easy. So I don't want to do that in the truck. So I'm going to bring all this down. I'm going to put this on jack stands. I'm going to put a bucket under here just to catch all the fluid, and then I'm going to take all that off. So that's where I'm at. We're learning as we're going. All right, so I got it out of the truck, which was an absolute pain in the ass to do by yourself. Highly recommend you just get someone to help you carry it, but I got it done. So took the cover off, and now we got to slide out these axles. So to get these axles out, there's a little bolt right there, which is probably going to be smaller, 7 or 8 millimeter. So you take that little bolt out right there, and you can turn this to find it. Okay, take that bolt out, and that loosens this. You pull this out, slide it out of one of those holes, either that side or this side, it doesn't really matter. And then I'm trying to get where you can see, right inside of there, there's a little clip that sits right in here. We're going to take that clip out, and both this and that axle should just slide right out of the tubes. And that opens us up to get the rest of that assembly off and get down just to the bare tube. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start with that bolt, and then I'll try to hold the camera and show how to take that out. Alright, so I already broke it loose. That was hard to do while holding the camera. But you just take this little set screw out. And that's going to fall down a little bit. We're going to have to kind of turn it and catch it, I believe. Oh, not quite yet. Let's do this. Come on. Yeah, see? And it's got like a pin. So once I pull that pin out, that's going to have, it's going to be free to kind of pop out. Let's see, my hands are all dirty. See? And it falls down like that. I'll set that to the side. Now, to get this out without losing it in there. Oh, there it goes. So, it fell down a little bit. So, you just got to be careful turning it in there. You don't want to scar it up. I should have got my magnet from work. It's in my toolbox. So, I didn't bring it, but you want to put a magnet through here and just pull it out upwards. So I'm going to put the camera down and kind of slip it out. What I'm going to do is just kind of tip this, put my hand in there and just get dirty and try and lift it out that way. All right, so once you get that pin out right here through the, I don't even know the correct terms, okay, but once you get this out, those two gears will fall off. Just be careful. You want to make sure to pull these out with it. They sit on the back of these. Okay, so take all that out, get it out of your way. Now it's pretty simple. You just push the axle in, and it brings out that little clip right there, that ring. So we're just gonna very lightly pull that ring off. Okay, we'll set that down. And now the axle should just start sliding right out. And then we'll pull that whole axle out. Kind of scraping up the inside there, but that's okay. We're going to clean it all out. And that's one axle out. And see, now we can get to those bolts real easy. And we'll change the seals out and all that. We'll get all this hardware off. So not that difficult, guys. It's a little more in depth than other vehicles. I mean, sometimes it's just a couple bolts on the back end. You just pull it right off, but it's really not that difficult. And then putting it all back together, I mean, it only goes in really one way, so should be pretty straightforward. And now the other side, same thing. We're just going to put that axle, push it in, and expose that retainer clip. The same thing, I'm just going to reach in there, pull it out, slide the axle out. And once the axles are out, all that comes off. All right, so I got that side off already. I'll show you how I did this side. I mean, it's super simple. So it's just those 4 bolts. Come on now. It's all rusty. I mean, not too much rust, but... Okay, and then all I did on the other side was just give it a little love tap here. That comes right off. And we have a stripped down rear end. So for those of you that noticed, this is an open differential. I was under the impression I was getting a limited slip. I called the people I ordered it from, and I'm not going to get into it, but basically I'm stuck with it. So, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. I'm going to put this in the truck. Same plan. You know, the LS is going to be the last thing to go in it, so I'm going to run it open for a while, and then when I get to that point, I'll upgrade to limited slip. And I can do that with this in the truck. So we're just going to keep moving forward. And I'm going to just stick to the original plan. And we're going to narrow this side down. Paint it. Get it nice and looking good. Fabricate what we need to. Bolt it into the S10. And like I said, we'll upgrade to limited slip along the way down the road. So that's it for today, guys. I'm going to kind of clean up my stuff. Put it away for now. I got to get inside and take care of my baby and relieve my wife for a little bit. But that's where we end.